Yo, I'm Jimmy. Thanks for joining me out here today. Kind of a little pit in front of me. Figure one day this will be a nice compost pile, a big saltpeter pit of sorts. Just had my birthday last week, and every year that comes around, I like to reflect, kind of think of the past year, what it's led up to, what have I learned, what do I need to focus on, if I'm gonna be a mentat and really continue this growth of my awareness. I gotta keep reflecting. I gotta research, look back at something I might have passed up, double check something. And it all makes me realize how you learn so many lessons through life that you forget most of them. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And how probably the biggest gift I've ever been given is the gift of presence. I was trying to think of like a clever name for this, like the present of being present. You get you picking up what I'm putting down. We have this whole idea of a present, for your birthday or for Christmas or some stupid holy day, a material holy day. You get a present, and then you open the present, yay, I got what I wanted. When the original term, presence, it just means being here in this moment, which is really the greatest gift of all. When you can put the past where it belongs, not give a care about the future, but to be fully embodied, fully aware, fully alive in this moment, right here, right now. The gift of presence. It's just an easy lesson to forget. It's an easy thing to push aside and focus on some other big idea, So I make these videos for myself, mostly, to remind myself of what I need to be thinking about, the direction I need to be headed. And I figure it's just helping other people. Anybody who's curious, dropping on by, anybody who might know me. But it's definitely something. Like I told you, I had my buddy drop by last week, and he takes notes and has a journal. He writes down stuff in his journal about what goes on in his life and what happens. And my neighbor in his 80s, he does the same thing. He journals, writes it down. It's just not my thing. I can't get myself to start journaling. So I think this is kind of how I'm journaling. It's through these videos, sort of journaling each week or every other week, kind of where I'm at, what I'm focused on. And when I watch my videos, man, I'm all over the place. That's exactly where I want to be. I really love the adventure and the spontaneity of things in this realm. And it seems like it all unfolds and goes anywhere. But you always got to circle back. You always got to return home, you know, after all your fantasies and all your journeys, and really reflect on what you've done, what you are. And one of my greatest accomplishments is this: living in the moment, living presently. I'm not afraid of what's to come. I'm not held back by the lies of the past or the distortions. I'm not attached to old stories. I'm not really even attached to my old story anymore. I've gotten through my traumas. I've realized why I acted in odd ways and did things that I didn't understand, you know, but now I have a deeper understanding of it all. Briefly, I want to talk about understanding. It's definitely an important topic, because to understand something, it means you stand under it. Okay, it means you were subjected to it. It's it's like being human. To understand being human, you gotta be human. You gotta have the sun above you, shining down. You gotta have the rain hit you. To truly understand what it is, you gotta be it. And so I kind of imagine, before I came here, I didn't understand this. I couldn't understand why people took up arms against one another and fought over ideas, or why somebody would listen to another man. Hey, just go do that. You're supposed to be there working on that, making that for me. It's hard for me to understand how people are just so easily manipulated. But now that I have lived my life here in this realm and have stood under the manipulation, I can see it now. I understand why people allow themselves to be lied to constantly. It's far easier to just believe lies than to stand up and do something about them. But you know, when you're I think when you're off in the spirit realm, you're kind of observing. It's like, duh, just fix it, just do it, just, you know, do the right thing. There's no past or future. There's just, oh, do the right thing right now. And that's the only way to guarantee that right things will continue to happen. And so I'm kind of talking through this idea that you have to be present to actually understand what's going on around you. Okay? I've talked to a lot of people and tried to tell them things are off. Something's going crooked here with all these leaders and followers, okay? And what they love to tell me. It's not happening now. Not right in front of me. Or they'll like to point to something of the past. Well, humans used to not go to war. Humans used to not have to fight. But now there's a lot of us and we disagree, and there's a lot of people caught in the past, caught in the future, and they don't understand what they even are or what they're living through. What I'm trying to say. They're so caught in a program, caught in a rhythm that somebody else has created for them. It's like Disney adults. Something that comes to mind. Infantilization of people. Adult babies. Maybe that's the best way to put this. Adult babies are surrounding you. They never realized what they are, what they're capable of, and what's going on around them. They stayed dead in a way. They never grew in another sense. They never realized the now, being present. They were caught in the old story, or they're caught in some fake future that somebody promises them through through the scripture, through the script. I know I'm kind of going off, saying some airy-fairy, hippity-dippity things. I think you get it. In order to fully understand this present moment, you have to embrace the present moment. You have to embrace all the terrible things, as well as all the beautiful things, as well as all the neutral things, as well as the eternal things, as well as the temporary things, okay? I like to think of when you're in the present moment, it's like that statue of Shiva, to where you got 1 foot up in the air, 1 foot on the ground, you're holding fire, you got something else, like, it's a balancing act to be in the present moment. Kind of like in the Bible, how it talks about needling the eye of the needle. I think it's the same thing, to actually be able to be present and enjoy this moment. In this age, I guarantee you it's different all the time here. But in this age specifically, they either want you to be stuck in some nostalgic past that was just a fantasy, it was not real, or they want you to be doomsaying and afraid of some techno AI slave future, right? They got the boomers stuck in the past. They got the Gen Zers afraid of the future because Gen Zers can't afford a home. I mean, they're while their boomer parents are just stuck in this past idea of America and a country, and they never understood what a country was if they still support it. It's just a country is another word for slavery. In my opinion, right? But I'm making this video as a gift, as a present to you. Maybe you'll pick up on some of this craziness. Maybe you'll become part of the universe again and start acting with nature, with reality, instead of playing some strange fantasy out that wasn't ever real, that don't exist. It's been planted in you to make you weak and dumb and controllable. To be grateful for all the bad things that have happened to you. I am grateful for every bad thing that happened to me. I'll tell you that right here, right now. I'm definitely extra grateful for the blessings and the good things that have happened. But oh man, those bad things that happened in my life, they taught me 1,000 times more than any of these happy-go-lucky good outcomes I've had. And I'm not asking for calamities or, it's like I'm just thankful for my specific situations and my specific stumbling and falling down and getting back up again. And that I feel like I have resilience and I've gained a lot from those things that at the time were painful and I didn't want. But now they've shown me what I am and how I'm far more than any of those fears or any of that hurt. Being present is the greatest present you could ever have. That's all I'm trying to get at. Live this life day by day. Build up the low and slow. My goodness, if I could give anybody advice, it's low and slow, moment by moment. Live your life. Stop trying to fast forward through any of it. These are the good times. You're just not aware. You're just not appreciating the simple things in front of you. I know there's a lot of craziness going on in this world, and it's just going to get crazier. But the way I see it now, kind of bring you back to where I started, kind of reflecting on my life, and just had my birthday. I'm a Libra, so I'm kind of really zooming in on what the heck is a Libra nowadays. I've studied astrology in the past, but the more I study the Libra side of things, and it's all about scales and justice and truth, and I just look at my life. Yeah, there's definitely something to astrology. There is something far deeper to all these things. And I just want to be present, and I want to accept the universe as it is in front of me right now, this moment. I don't want to wish it was different or wish it's this or that or da-da-da-da. Nope. I love the universe the way it is right here in this moment. And I realize that I am a part of the universe here, acting as the universe. And I'll break that down because it probably sounds kind of nutty. But if you were to ask people, what is their point, what's the point of their life, what are they doing, right? You usually have material people who are trying to become famous, trying to, like Trump, look at what he's doing, make a dynasty so his son can rule over people one day. Same thing with Elon Muskrat, right? Making all these AI or robot kingdoms so that their kids can kind of rule over other people with technology one day. Like, you got to see, that's a big part of humanity right now, is you got all these liars and thieves setting up another go-around, another slave tech scenario for their children to oversee. That's the point of their life, is to continue the control. You know, then you got other people. I guess, like, I think of my dad. You know, if I was asking him what is his purpose, what is the point of his life, he just wanted to have kids and have a family and enjoy life. That's great. That's fine. You know, I just wouldn't have stopped it there. I would have said that plus a truthful, peaceful place, you know. And then there's all these other people, right? You got followers of Islam. They're here for, you know, to get their 70 virgins in the afterlife. They're here to, like, do their mission for Muhammad. You go ask the Christians, right? The Christians are just the living sacrifice. They're living, you know, so that one day they can be saved. The more I think about that one, it's just so hard to understand. But it's like the purpose of a Christian's life is like service to God. Yeah, you could put it that way. They're just trying to serve their God, right? That's told them to support government. So this is probably my favorite verse of the Bible, like Romans something or other. It's just, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. So I guess that's like, when you're serving God, you're actually serving Caesar, according to a lot of Christians. But I don't want to lose the focus. So I'm talking about what, you know, what are people living for? What are they doing? You got a bunch of football players, right? They play football, they're hoping to break a record and become in the Hall of Fame one day. You got all these Olympians, right, trying to break records and be the fastest at this, who can carry the most. You got Ironmen, you got all these giant big, I love watching the Ironman competition. They pick up giant weights and things that are just crazy, trying to break records and prove how strong they are. But you got all these reasons to live, I guess you'd say. All these purposes. I feel like I kind of see my purpose. You know why I'm here? I'll tell you. I'm here to write the next story. I am the universe incarnated in the flesh and the bones right now. I represent the beyond. Call me crazy, make fun of me, do whatever you'd like. I'm just telling you what I am and why I'm here. Here to set the record straight. Here to balance those scales. And one of my favorite things in my life is swinging that sword of truth. And to learn that the Libra symbol is the scales, but the sword is also the symbol of a Libra. Just learned that last night, blew my mind, because I'm always cutting things. Like, I'm about to cut some wood up, split some wood, get my chainsaw out and cut some logs. Like, it's a theme in my life of cutting through the crap to find the truth. You gotta cut through the crap to get to the truth, and then once the truth has spread enough, justice will come. It just seems like that's the old alchemist formula. It's always there. You can cut through enough the garbage that people tell you and derive some truth from that. And then when you are walking and talking truth, whew, spreads like fire. It's just too attractive. It's too magnetic, I think, to be wild and free. But it all leads back to the present moment. And when I say present moment, I'm talking about all of eternity. Talking about you connected to your eternal self and your temporary self. That deep of a presence. Okay? You're not worried about, oh man, did I sin 5 times and not repent enough to get into the like, thoughts are no good most of the time. I'll put a link below to a good video on, like, I think he was basically saying, like, any thought is going to be inaccurate. Any thought, any words, it's going to be wrong. So I should probably wrap this thing up. So you know how I love to ramble. But figured it'd be a nice day to come out, remind myself I need to be more present day to day. I don't need to be fantasizing about conspiracies that are to come. Or thinking about the ones that just happened and trying to piece them together. It's like, gosh, I got enough to do outside. I got enough to do day to day. Just focus here, focus on the now. The story's gonna write itself if we let it. So be present, be fully aware, open yourself up to all the possibilities. Don't get caught in past nostalgia or future fear, okay? That's all. The past is a lesson. The past is something to reflect on and heal your past traumas. Now is where you build the future. Okay, doesn't matter what you think about the future, what plans you got. It all starts today. So that's about the greatest gift I think I could give anybody. The gift of being present. Being a part of the universe. Here to move and shake things up. I love you all. Enjoy your day.